Alright, what's up everyone? So, let's make this bigger. So this is going to be a super chill stream. I'm just going to be looking at price action for the week, listening to music. Honestly guys, yeah, don't expect anything from this stream. I'm literally just going to be chilling out. The title of this video is literally just, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. And, well, reason is, you know, we just keep fighting. We just keep fighting every single day. We just keep going. We keep going and going and going and going, and it just never ends. And yeah, so I'm back again, back testing again. Here we go. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. We're gonna be just looking at whatever we can find, so let's do this. Do UN, bro? It's about time I'm gonna kill another fly on stream. Do you trade any prop firm now? Yeah, I'm like 85% of the way to passing my top steps. Dude, fly. I'm gonna get this fly. Hang on, I'm gonna get this fly. Why is there always so many flies? Okay. Today was actually very interesting because around lunchtime we ended up getting a reversal. We're gonna look at that and look at everything in detail in this video. So yeah. So first of all, why did we reverse where we did? Well, we had a 4-hour BPR. So 4-hour balanced price range. We could drop down to a lower time frame. But you can see that the imbalance in price was really in this area right here. And that was exactly where we responded to. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Yeah, you can clearly see that. Mentally merge these candles together. You can clearly see that the imbalance is going to be right here. Right? What up, everyone? Screen. Oh, you can't see my screen. Oh. Thank you. Okay. So, we're starting out the stream with talking about this reversal that happened at 12 o'clock. And this is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very valuable learning experience. I have no idea what we're going to find, but we're going to keep looking around and see what we find. So, 1 hour BPR. I mean, you can mark this as a 4-hour BPR. I'm going to kill this fly. Bro, what is going on with this fly? I'm going to kill this fly. Alright, anyway. But you can clearly see that this merge this candle and this candle together. You can clearly see that the BPR is from here to here, right? If you merge the candles 3 and 4 together, you'll get a BPR that is right here. Did I get it? No way, I got the fly. Okay, I gotta go wash my hands. Alright, let's keep going. So, as I was saying, we had an imbalance in price right here. What up, Ethan? How's it going? 1 hour balanced price range. So, specifically, look at this. We have a bearish fair value gap, the gap between this and this wick, and then a bullish gap between here and here, but I am basically saying, yo, if we merge these candles on candle 4 and candle 3 together, then this is also, this right here is a 4-hour imbalance in price. I'm merging this old bearish for value gap with this old bullish for value gap, assuming the third and fourth candles are merged together right there. So 4-hour BPR. You can see that that was where the market ended up going. And so things get very interesting right after this. So we can actually refer to this as a 1-hour BPR, because clearly it was also a 1-hour BPR. So same thing. Let's go down to the 5-minute. And then 5-minute, ooh, this is getting real interesting right here. So 5-minute, we ended up probably getting a change in state of delivery. Let's see if we were at any statistical levels or any new day opening gaps. Wow, look at that event horizon right here. Interesting. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and see if we were at the stat map levels. Oh wow, we were very deep in discount. That's crazy. Okay. So we have a 1-hour BPR here. We clearly break structure right here. And then we retrace back down to discount, and we have a fair value gap right there. So liquidity sweep, break of structure for value gap. Let's mark this out as a liquidity sweep right here. So we sweep out that low. So external sweep right here. We also sweep internal liquidity, meaning we sweep out this internal low right here. We pop up above this high, breaking this high. We form a fair value gap right here. And this is in discount. This is also at OTE. So external sweep, and then we get internal sweep right here. What's the difference between external and internal? Does anyone know? Basically, if it's a old low way out here, that's external, but if it's like right close by, then it's internal. That's the difference. Okay, liquidity sweep, external sweep, internal sweep, break of structure, 5-minute fair value gap, event horizon. We rebalance to discount. We also rebalance to OTE. This is the ICT OTE right here, right? And actually, it's almost perfectly at the sweet spot, by the way. So the difference between ICT OTE and my OTE is ICT OTE is specifically when you have a break of structure, the displacement leg that breaks structure, you want to measure OTE of that, versus my OTE is usually of the manipulation leg instead of the displacement leg. So yeah, and then we ended up going higher here. So this is a 2022 model right here. And let's just say that we ended up using this order block as a projection. We did end up going 4 projections. We ended up going 7 projections. We ended up going 8 projections. Just for the sake of things, let's just say that we were targeting 4 or 3 projections or something like that. Honestly, maybe even 2 projections. I think that's honestly a fine trade right here. So yeah, if we go with 2 projections up from that. So this is a 2022 model on the 5-minute. So this was at 1250. Hey, it was during the macro. '22 model on the 5-minute. It was during the macro though. That's the thing. It was also a 1-minute 2022 model. Pretty clearly it was. It's about as simple as it gets, honestly. So 1 hour BPR, displacement leg, premium to discount, boom, and then two projections up like that. And then also it was during the macro. So 1250 to 1310. That's honestly a nice macro. I don't ever really talk about it that much, but it is a nice macro. Once again, guys, as always, I'm listening to music. I highly recommend you guys listen to music as well. But yeah. New template. I've never had this before. Oh, just kidding. I have. So 2022 model on the 1 minute chart. We hit OTE, aligned with the event horizon, aligned with that 1 minute for value gap. And we react off of it at 12:51. That's crazy. When you actually think about that, that's crazy. Because 12:51, we react off of it at 12:51. That's a 369 time. So it's kind of interesting how that is the exact time we get displacement out of it. So maybe you would have entered it like this. What up, Gary? How's it going? It's a very chill stream. I don't know. I'm not really up to much. I'm just chilling. Yeah, 12:51. 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1 is 9. So it's a very specific time. It's 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 9, or 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1 is 9. So it's a 369 time. Smooth. What about you? I'm alright, bro. I'm just hanging in there, honestly. So 2022 model on the 1 minute, and this is a 369 reaction time, right? We're entering basically the confluence for this is right as 12:51 forms. We're like, okay, we're gonna enter at 12:51 specifically because this is a 369 time. That's what it is. It's a specific time. That's basically what makes it more important. And it's not just a 3 or a 6, but it's a 9. Alright. I might take a break, guys. And I have food coming soon, so. But yeah, just hang in here. I'll be back in probably 5 to 10 minutes. Probably. Did anyone say anything? Oh my god. Alright, we will get back to charting in just a second, but I'm gonna be eating some food, so hang on. I don't really know if anyone's watching anymore, but we're gonna keep charting. This inversion for value gap out of this was not bad. Right, so let's say you had spotted the 2022 model, but you weren't sure. Well, what you could do is you could say, if this inverses, I'll enter. And you can see this has essentially no drawdown. Once again, showing how if you just be patient, the entries will come to you, right? Like, imagine you could freeze time and just look at this before the next candle. Imagine you could freeze time. Would you say this is a good trade? Yes, it is. 100% it is. So you gotta take it. That's the thing. You gotta take it. The main thing you should work on is daily bias, session direction. Yeah, I always gotta work on that. It's a work in progress. In your back testing, yeah. Like top down, yeah. I gotta keep doing that. You're absolutely right. As always, guys, I'm listening to music. Highly recommend you guys listen to music as well. Pretty clearly, we ended up drawing up to these lower resistance highs and then much further, but that's besides the point. All that matters is our piece of the pie. And honestly, guys, this is a great lesson of you actually want to take profit at the bodies, not the wicks, right? And you can see that would have been a much more precise trade here if you'd take profit at the bodies, not the wicks, and that's exactly why I would do that. What up, Kirk? How's it going? This is a very chill stream. I am kind of just, I'm very, very chill right now. I'm not in like a super hyper mood right now, and we're just reviewing everything from the past week. So, yeah. This was specifically lunchtime, actually, so. But yeah, this was nice. And then once again, if you had just taken profit at the bodies, you can see that you would have actually gotten that perfectly. So we can adjust the macro to show like, yo, let's actually just take profit at the bodies, like that. So, liquidity sweep, break of structure for value gap inversion. I think that's nice, honestly. So, this woman at IPG at what time? 12:54. That's a 3. So, 12:54 inversion for value gap on the 3 minute, no, on the 1 minute, that's a 3. What do I mean by 3? Well, take the digital, take the, add up all the numbers. If it's a 3, 6, or a 9, it's going to be a higher probability trade. So if it's a 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 4, That's 3 plus 5 is 8 plus 4 is 12 plus, well, then 1 plus 2 is 3, and so a 3, 6, or a 9 is higher probability. So, bang. So, here we go. 1254 inversion for value gap. Right up to those low resistance highs. Bang. Okay, I might take another break here. I know I just was on a break, but I don't know. This is a very chill session. I'm not trying to like rush anything. I'm not here to prove anything to anyone. You guys can watch as much or as little as you want, but I don't know. This is just how I do things. I just kind of like breaks. So. So yeah, like I said, watch as much or as little as you want. I really don't care. I'm still kind of being on a break right now, so. As always, I'm listening to music. Highly recommend you guys listen to music as well. Because why are you not? I'm gonna look around some more. So yeah, obviously this is a 2022 model, right? Liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, expansion. This is probably a little more obvious on the 5-minute. Yeah, on the 5-minute it's very obvious because there's really only one gap. There's really only one gap. It's this, right? There's the balanced price range right here. So it's really hard to miss. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. It's really hard to miss and deny the fact that we have a balanced price range right at OTE, right at the event horizon. So 5-minute BPR. Yo, what's good, bro? Just got a 2K payout approved by Apex. Holy crap, bro. You beast. You're cooking. Proud of you, bro. That's not easy. That is not easy. Man, you gotta enjoy yourself. That's impressive, man. So yeah, we had a external sweep and an internal sweep, and then as well, right, as I said before, we were at the event horizon of these two new week opening gaps. Yeah, man, dude, genuinely, I'm so proud of you. That's not easy. I want to get 3K from Tradeify. Yeah, just keep going. Just keep compounding. Just keep going. And, I mean, stay disciplined and you'll get there, bro. No matter when you lose, just accept the losses, keep stacking the wins, and you'll get there. 100%. I mean, it's just math, right? If you just understand math, you'll understand that as long as you just keep being disciplined, you'll get there. So just keep going. Don't really care about what anyone else says because it's just math. As long as you stay consistent and stay consistent to trading correctly, it's just math. At that point, it's just math. And you will make it. But you gotta stay consistent. So, wow. This was just beautiful. And then we ended up going all the way up to these relatively equal highs. Let's just say we took profit at these bodies. Even that is a 4-to-1. 4-to-1. I mean, just going off of a 2022 model. I mean, guys, the power of the 2022 model is crazy. ICT dropped the greatest sauce of all time in that one mentorship, and it's been 3, almost 4 years since he just dropped it, and still most people don't even know anything about it. Mind blowing, bro. Mind blowing. People have no idea what's possible, man. But yeah, equal bodies here. And then we ended up drawing up to those. So once again, liquidity sweep, right? We have an external sweep of liquidity sweeping out this external low. We have an internal sweep of liquidity sweeping out these internal lows right here. And then we get a displacement leg that breaks out this high. We have a fair value gap that forms in discount. It's actually a balanced price range overlapping fair value gaps. 5-minute bearish fair value gap and bullish fair value gap overlapped. And then we expand. By the way, guys, I'm listening to music. I've said this so many times, but you guys, I'm listening to music. I would play music for you guys, but I literally can't. I'm gonna get copyrighted. So listen to your own music. You guys already know this, though. You know the drill. Oh, oh, wow. Now that's cool. So we could actually target the fourth standard deviation like this, and we would get a perfect TP like that. That's sick. So this is both the 2022 model and flow state. And you could bro, it just doesn't get better than this, bro. 8 projections perfectly. Alright, we'll mark that out as well. Why would I mark it out from the body to here? Because this wick is erroneous. So is this wick. From this body to body. It's basically just ignore the erroneous price action. That's basically what you're doing, right? And then we go up 4 projections out of this. So 5-minute BPR, event horizon, OTE, all lining up at the same exact place. Super high confluence area. We go up 4 projections. So let's mark this out, right? 2022 model. Okay, let's fix this. Super high confluence area. Crazy. So liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, expansion to 4 projections. So this is 1250 number 1, 1250 2022 model on the 5-minute, and this is number 1. And then we'll show as well, you could as well project out 8 projections. Okay, yeah, just take as long as you need, bro, but yeah, I want to see him. So it's crazy because what most people don't realize is the 2022 model and flow state, like market maker model, it's the same thing. It's just the algorithm. It's just what runs price. But it's 2 different lenses of the same phenomenon. Is what it is. So 8 projections of that final OB. So we will mark that out. Yeah, 2 different things, projections of the same phenomenon. So we'll mark this out as a 2022 model as well, and then also we'll restart, and then we'll mark it out as a flow state, meaning market maker model, right? Now as well, you could have taken profit at the 7th projection, but in this case we had an actual good consolidation here, so the 8th actually made kind of a bit of sense, I would say. So that's why I would target the 8th here. It is interesting how it's just all based off of context. Like in this context, I would target the 8th because consolidation resting above the 8th, and we have essentially low resistance liquidity here. So like it's just all based off of context. Like whether I target the 7th projection or the 8th projection, it's just based off of context. So yeah, we ended up going 8 projections perfectly. Crazy. And we actually probably went even higher. That's besides the point. Oh, man, we gotta redo this. Oh my gosh. I'm not even including SMTs. There's probably SMTs here too, but So once again, a 2022 model at 1250, but this is targeting the 8th projection of the order block instead of the 4th projection. On the 5 minute, number 2, this is targeting the 8th. And then as well, let's just say that this was, let's ignore the fact that this is a 2022 model, and let's just say we're only caring about the change in state of delivery, which is the flow state model, which is the same as the market maker model. I might change it to just stop calling it flow state and just calling it market maker model, but I'm still deciding if I want to do that. So what's a flow state? It's a liquidity sweep and then higher time frame key level, which is this 1 hour BPR, and then a line time frame change in state of delivery. So we don't actually need the breaker structure. And then we actually go up 8 projections. So same thing. It's cool because it's just like everything is connected, whether it's a change in state, whether it's a breaker structure, or a 2022 model, it's all connected. Jake, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. What's up, bro? How are you? Also, I see the beard coming in. Yeah, bro, it's just my recklessness. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying. It will literally just naturally come. If I don't take care of myself. As sad as that sounds, it's true. If I don't take care of myself, the beard will come in like 5 seconds. But I don't know. I'm just trying my best at life. I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just trying my best. 1250. So once again, flow state this time instead of a 2022 model. We have a 1 hour key level and then a 5 minute change in state of delivery. So we align a 1 hour key level with a 5 minute change in state of delivery, and then we deliver higher. 8 projections in this case, but we also delivered 4 projections. So alright, I think I'm gonna take another break, guys. But yeah, bro, I am actually growing a fat beard, bro, and like I said, it's just my recklessness. Like, I don't know, like I'm trying my best like to stay like clean shaven and like all this stuff, but it's like, I don't know, I'm not perfect. I don't really care, honestly. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really care. It's November anyway. No shave November. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna take a break again. Maybe, I don't know how long it's gonna be. Maybe another 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I really have no idea, but yeah, this is just how I like to do things. It's just, I like to do breaks. Watch, once again, watch as little or as much as you want, guys. I really don't care. Honestly, this stream might be going on for quite a while, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just have nothing else better to do. Alright, just give me another like 5 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna keep reviewing. So, yeah, I mean, very interesting day. As I said earlier, we had a London high of the day, right? Above all the true opens. We got a 5-minute change in state. We induce this high into the change in state. We deliver lower. There's so much interesting stuff about today. Not to mention, hold up. Not even to mention the fact that we had an inversion for value gap right here. This was nice. I mean, you don't need, once again, with trading, you don't need anything fancy. I can just say, with this inversion for value gap, we're likely to go up to this high. And I could take this 1-to-1 and I could be right 70% of the time and I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? This inversion for value gap is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here, but like, imagine you could freeze time. Freeze time for a second. Keep this inversion for value gap in your head. Do you think this is a good trade? Yes, the answer is yes, right? If we inverse this old gap, and you can mark it out like this, or for me, I would merge these two red candles together, mark it out like that, I know we're likely going to go to these bodies here, right? And this is a good trade. It's a very simple trade. It's all about context. It's all about what does the market want at this current time, and then use that to your advantage. Don't don't overcomplicate it, but also like do what makes sense in the moment. But yeah, I think this is nice. You obviously could have targeted further, but this is a giant external gap. So personally, I would not. I would just target 1.7 to 1 here. So this is what, a 5-minute inversion? Now obviously it did end up going higher, but it did not happen until we got a retrace. So this is how we take this. So 5-minute inversion for value gap. What, 12:15? Yo, that's a 369 time. That's a 9. So something for your notes, right? 12:15 inversion for value gap on the 5-minute, and this was a 9. Dude, I swear all the best trades do happen at 9s. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Like, they all do happen at a 369 time, specifically a 9. 12:15. And that's a 1 plus 2 is a 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 5 is 9. So I'm gonna put in my notes here, this could be like a 5-minute inversion. You know what I'm saying? Something to think about. But yeah, this was a 369 time. You posted it in Discord? Okay, let me check it. I'm gonna check it out right now. But yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind all the breaks I take, but I mean, I'm just trying to treat this backtesting session as if I was doing it on my own. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm literally just being here, and I want the stream to just be kind of like a record of my own backtesting. So I would take breaks if I was backtesting alone, so I would take breaks if I'm backtesting live. Hopefully that makes sense. Is this it? All that is my funded account only. 2 images. Sheesh. That's fire, bro. That's so fire. Dude, wait, Cave Trader, genuinely, I have a serious question. Are you like actually like making full-time income from trading now? Like, are you on your own in the world making full-time income from trading? Because if so, that's so sick, bro. That's so sick. 19K. Holy, bro. So, are you on your own making full-time income from trading? That's crazy. If so, that's crazy. You turned $200 into 19K? Unbelievable. Holy crap. Using a prop firm, yes. Dude, that just makes me so happy. I'm so proud of you. You know that? I'm so proud of you. Much love, bro. You're living the dream. So proud of you. It's not easy. Props to you, bro. I salute you, bro. Dude, man, this is nice stats, bro. Very impressive. But yeah, back to where I was looking at. Once again, guys, 5-minute inversion for value gap before 1 hour BPR. No reason to not take this 1-to-1. This is a very fine 1-to-1 trade. I would take this. But I'm gonna take another little break. I know I'm obsessed with breaks. I don't know. I'm just doing it as if I was doing it alone, so I'd take a break right now. it's best to stick to a system. I agree, but it's also, you have to understand everyone's personality is different. For me, I understand the market is AMD, right? It's all just AMD. I personally am not gonna, I don't think it matters whether it's an inversion value gap, whether it's a change in state of delivery, whether it's a 2022 model. So, and that's just what I believe. So I'm gonna keep trading the way I am, and I'm not gonna really care what other people think. But I agree, I am not upset about losing days. I just keep going. So all right. But yeah, this is a very obvious 2022 model, and then we continued higher. I guess let's look more in detail about what happened. So like I said, it's all, yeah, everyone's personality is different. For me, I just don't get the difference between why would it matter whether it's an inversion, whether it's a change in state of delivery, whether it's a 2022 model. It's kind of all the same. It's all just AMD. So that's just kind of how I see it. Okay. So I guess let's look at market open. So market opened, and we kind of had these low resistance lows, right? I was talking about these low resistance lows. I was like, yo, we might go to these low resistance lows. And I was saying this was going to be a draw on liquidity. And you can clearly see that it was, right? We ended up drawing down into this area exactly. So how could we have found a trade within here? Well, there was one trade that I was about to take, and I hesitated on it. In hindsight, I should have taken it, and we're gonna review that in just a second. But essentially what it was, if I remember right, is, yeah, we had this 15-minute per value gap, and then we got a 1-minute change in state out of it, and we had the draw on liquidity below. I should have just taken this, but I was scared. I didn't take it. I should have. Right, so this was 50-minute per value gap. Essentially all this was high resistant, right? So what does high resistant mean? It means the market, it's basically generating low resistance liquidity for the opposite side of the curve. So not yet, right? Okay, so then I was like, okay, 15-minute for value gap. I think, yeah, it was, where was it? Maybe it was on the 30-second. Okay, we might have to do a 5-minute 30-second model. Yeah. So 5-minute for value gap. And then we had a 30-second change in state. Right here. Once again, this was high resistant liquidity. The market was resisting to go higher. And then we reject this 30-second change in state. You can use the upper one or the lower one. I would just use the lower one. Once again, guys, as always, I'm listening to my own music. Highly recommend you guys listen to your own music as well. And then we could project out the manipulation leg, and then where do we go? We go 4 projections lower perfectly. So once again, this is using high resistant liquidity as a confluence to deliver lower. It's not easy for people to see, but you gotta realize that it's a thing. We might have even had SMT. I think we did. Yeah, we literally did have SMT. That was the cherry on the cake, right? That was the cherry on the cake, was that we had SMT with this high. That was the cherry on the cake. Was that we had SMT with this high. Then we had a 5 minute for value gap. So accumulation, manipulation right here, and yeah, I don't care that manipulation did not manipulate the range highs. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it was a manipulation. That's what matters. So like that. Like bang. Clean, bro. This is so clean. Objectively, this is so clean. I'm not gonna lie, this is just a really cool trade. So basically, this is kind of like a vol model, a line time from change to delivery off of the vol model. That's kind of what it is. We had 922 here, so this was the true open. And then we had 928. Anyway, you get the idea. "30-second change of state out of this. Bang, off a 5 minute for value gap. And then we deliver where? 4 projections lower. Imagine taking that. That'd be so badass. Be so cool. It's my dream to take a trade like that. Anyway. $9.32, flow state, retest, 5 minute, aligning with the 30-second. Alright, I'm gonna take another break. Note how the 922 true open was perfectly resting above the 30-second change in state. That's not a coincidence. Crazy. taking a break. Alright. Let's see what else we can find. $928 did occur there. We got a final inducement at 9:30. So you could definitely make the argument that was a vol model, but it's okay. I'm not gonna record it. But yeah, higher time frame was bearish. Why was the higher time frame bearish? Because we had giant consolidation down here, right? See that? See how this is a massive liquidity pool? That's the first thing to acknowledge, is we have a massive liquidity pool down there of transactions that have not been tapped. So that's step one. We have a massive liquidity pool of transactions that have not been tapped. Then what? All of these lows, low resistant, right? Why? Because you can see how the bodies kind of just create this weird formation where they just kind of they just kind of like line up perfectly like this, right? So, okay. So with that in mind, you can clearly see that we had this amazing 8-hour inversion with SMT. This is definitely worth marking out, right? Honestly, I was thinking about maybe taking this, but it's okay. There was not really a way for me to take it, honestly. Yeah, 8-hour IFEG, almost no drawdown, and then we go where? To that liquidity pool that I talked about. So I just want to mark this out. $2 a.m. I'm just gonna mark this out as November 6th. 8-hour IFEG. But yeah, then we ended up going lower. What a surprise. Man, there was definitely opportunity in London, that's for sure. I talked about how this breaker and for value gap was possibly going to be an opportunity, and clearly it was. Well, I guess that was at 5 a.m. I guess that was way before. That was way before that I was even talking about it. Still, let's take a look at it. So this is a breaker, like lowest down close candle before a move up, and a fair value gap, which is, well, you can mark it out like this. Obviously, that's the normal fair value gap. But what I do is I merge candles together, so like that. So like that. So 15-minute breaker and fair value gap. Then what? Then we got a 1-minute change and stay out of it. Wow, it really was that easy, huh? Wow. That's almost humorous. It makes me mad. It makes me mad. Like, is it really? Trading's just this easy. You just have to be on the charts at this exact time. 15-minute breaker, 15-minute for value gap. It really is this easy. And then we get a 1-minute change and stay out of it. Oh my gosh. It's that easy. And then we go lower. See what I mean? Let's mark this darker. And then we could project this out for yeah, we ended up going even lower than 4, but that's besides the point. What matters is we go 4 projections. I mean, it really is obvious. It's just hard to take. I'll just say that. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard to take. So 15-minute PD array, 15-minute breaker and for value gap, 1-minute change in state. We had a liquidity sweep. And as you guys probably already know, it's a 2022 model as well. But yeah, it was also a 2022 model. Why? Because we had a fair value gap in premium. That's crazy. Liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap at equilibrium, expansion. Who knew TGR's model was just so goated? Crazy. (7/26, 2022 model, 1 minute. Anything else to say about it? Nah, that's it. 7/26, 2022 model on the 1 minute. Okay. Okay, I'm taking another break. Okay, I'm gonna back this more in just a second. Like, give me 1 minute. That's crazy, bro. I'm so jealous. This was a very obvious 2022 model. It's the downside. Should we take a look at London session? I guess let's also mark out, like, what was the 22-minute true open? So there's 651, but then there's also one more. Add 22 minutes to 651. What do you get? 653, 703, 713. 713. Right? Isn't it 713? Is 713 the true open? Yeah, because the regular open would be at 708 or 707 or something like that. So then the true open would be 6 minutes later. Yeah. Now all of a sudden it makes sense, right? 713 is the 22-minute true open. You can see how perfectly we manipulate that, and then we go lower. These markets are perfect. These markets are perfect. Stop complaining your trades aren't working, because they're perfect. These markets are perfect. And the only flaw is ourselves. The only flaw is us. But the market is never wrong. The market is never wrong. The market always is right. It takes a long time to really understand that at a deeper level, honestly. Okay, it's added. But yeah, we probably also went perfectly to ODE. We did. We went right to the sweet spot. Of course we did. I'm not even surprised. I'm not. Once again, these markets are perfect. Okay, let's record this again. 7/26, 2022 model. 1 minute. And then, yeah, this is a second screenshot of the same exact thing. Okay. I kind of want to look at London session. Next, we're going to look at London session. London session was actually very, very nice. And I'll show you guys what I mean in just a second, after I take a break. Yeah, London session was very interesting. What happened is where is it? What the? It's all the way over here. Okay. Yeah, what happened is we got SMT with the high. Let's get rid of everything. First things first, there was an SMT with Asia high. Very obvious SMT with Asia high. So, Asia 6-hour SMT. It's about as textbook as it gets as session SMT, right? So, Asia SMT with this high. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get more textbook than that. And then, right, we had Asia 6-hour SMT. Okay. Then we had, well, this whole entire range was accumulation. As I said before, we swept out the high. Liquidity sweep. Bang. And then SMT failed to take the high. And then, well, let's actually see if there was a 1 hour key level. Honestly, maybe we mark out the 1 hour breaker like this. This is something I've never done before. But now that I think about it, I actually really like it. 1 hour breaker, just the body. Because the wicks are kind of erroneous. So 1 hour breaker, just the body. Dude, I actually really like this. See, now we're cooking. Wait, now we're cooking. We're actually cooking here. And then a 5-minute change in state. Here, let's mark out. Nah, we don't even need to mark that out. We can clearly just mark out this is a 1 hour breaker. And then we have a 5-minute change in state. And then we induce this high. And we also rebalance to probably equilibrium. And also OTE. And you wonder like why the market does what it does. It's perfect, guys. These markets are perfect. These markets are perfect. It's perfect. There's no question about it. There's no maybe it's perfect. These markets are perfect. They're perfect. Right? So we get that displacement leg, 5-minute change in state, we get an inducement above this high. It's about as textbook as it gets, honestly. And then, yeah, all this right here is inducement. And then we go lower, so let's project this out. So I go body to body, 4 projections. Wow, would you look at that? 8 projections. Who would have thought? Me? Maybe me? Maybe I would have thought. Yeah, I would say me. I would have thought. That's who. Me. I already knew that we were gonna go down 8 projections. I'd actually target 7 because I don't know. 7 is just the safer bet. Dude, this is as clean as it gets. There's no cleaner trade. There is no cleaner trade. It's just accumulation, manipulation, sequential SMT, and then break of structure, change in state, and then lower prices. Yo, Jake, missed the live, but W trade. Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, you saw the live trade, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I feel very grateful for that trade. I've been needing a trade like that. Yeah, I caught the average R was like 2.3, but the final TP was like 4R. And I'm not even gonna lie, I am very grateful because I've been needing a trade like that. But yeah, basically I saw us react off the first presented for value gap. I've backtested that enough times to know that the market's going to move off the first presented for value gap towards the draw on liquidity, so I just took the change in state, and that was it. It's that simple, right? I just saw the first presented for value gap, knew the market's going to use that to move to the draw on liquidity, so then I entered on the change in state. It's that simple, right? There's no complications. It's not rocket science. I just saw the market move off the change in state, or move off of the first presented for value gap, change state, react off of it, bang. That's it. Not rocket science. Okay, let's mark this out. So 1 hour breaker, 5-minute change state, inducement. So 410. Flow state. So I just call this flow state retest. Retest. 1 hour, aligning with the 5-minute. And then as well, you could target 7 projections. Crazy. $4.10 flow state retest. What's flow state? For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, flow state is using a higher time frame key level. So in this case, it was a 1 hour breaker, aligning it with a 5-minute change in state of delivery. That's what flow state is. Just pairing a higher time frame key level with an aligned time frame change state. That's all it is. Right. Okay, I'm taking another break. Clean, bro. I'm glad you're trusting your instincts, and there was also almost no drawdown as well. Yeah, bro. As there almost always is with the trades that I take that work out. I swear, there's like never any drawdown. It's crazy. I don't know why, but it's just like when I'm in tune with the market, I'm usually in tune with the market. I don't know how else to explain it. I just am. Alright, I'm taking a break in case you're wondering. I guess let's keep going. Obviously, this was a 2022 model as well. Anytime there's a flow state, it's usually a 2022 model, and I can prove it to you right here, right? We had a 1 hour breaker. It's not like we needed that, but we had a liquidity sweep, break of structure. They're always usually aligned, is what I'm trying to get at. Break of structure, and then there's a gap. I mean, they basically always align. So this is a 5-minute gap. Let's mark it out like this. But you see what I'm saying? 5-minute 2022 model, same idea. Same idea. And these models, these flow state models and the 2022 models will overlap exactly. It's just how they work. $4.10. 2022 model, 5-minute. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we should probably look at something else. Then again, wait, we had an inversion for value gap out of this. I'm not gonna lie, that makes things very easy. That was probably an opportunity. Like if you just took the inversion out of it, that was also probably fair game. Don't you think, guys? Don't you think this 5-minute IPG was fair game? I think it was fair game. You could project this out. And then target 4 projections. I mean, yeah, it goes to show, even when you miss the trade, there's still opportunity. You just have to understand what's going on. And here, even when you missed the trade, we ended up sweeping the high, getting an inversion for value gap. And then, yeah, very clear displacement. We ended up going lower out of it. So let's mark this out as a 5-minute inversion. It's a very simple trade. Once again, it's not complicated. It's not rocket science. It's just understanding what's going on. And that's a way too big of a stop loss. You would only need to put your stop loss like here, like that. Dang, that's 4.6 R. And yeah, if you just catch one of these a day, you're like, you're balling. You're balling. Realize how OP this is? Just one a day. 4.6 R. Oh, man. So 420 on the 5-minute. and we had SS&T. It's about as clean as it gets, honestly. And then we just kept going lower. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised there's one person watching. That's surprising. Um, I might end the stream, and I might do a part 2 later, but I think I'm gonna end the stream. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll probably do a part 2 later. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Might do part 2 later. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.